What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic. And with a lot of the press that Disney has gotten the past few years about their price hikes and all the construction going on in the theme parks, some people wondered if Disney would raise prices during this period of time. And, well, they came out today and took a big old swing because they raised a lot of prices on a lot of things. So in this video, we're going to go through all of these price increases. And, of course, is this a strategy that is sustainable, especially in the next 3 to 5 years, as they have heavy competition from Universal, and a lot of their theme parks are going to be under heavy construction during this period. But we will break all this down, talk about it, and at least try and come away with some sort of semblance of what's going on here. All right, we'll start here with ticket prices. So this is from Blog Mickey. And of course, we'll talk about in a moment. They also raised annual passes, parking, merchandise, mostly everything except for food. Yeah, they'll do food, I'm sure, in the near future, but thus far food was left unchanged at this point. So we have Magic Kingdom ticket price increases. The cheapest ticket to Magic Kingdom actually remains the same at $139 on 2 dates are available in 2026. So technically you can still go to Magic Kingdom for $139 per day on 2 days. And that is down from 5 dates in 2025. The most expensive ticket has gone from $199 to $209 per person during the peak holiday period.
What did you say?
So, of course, people were wondering when they're going to go through that $200 price point, and they seemingly blew right through it, as going up $10 on that high end. It says, in between those extremes, ticket prices have jumped about $5 per ticket on any given day at Magic Kingdom as well. And then you have Epcot. And over at Epcot, in terms of ticket price increases, we're looking at similar price hikes as Magic Kingdom. You can expect that most tickets have increased by some $5. The cheapest ticket has increased from $129 to $139, while the most expensive ticket has jumped from $194 up to $209. It says if we remove very popular December 31st date, that, quote, most expensive price goes from $189 to $199. So basically, December 31st, New Year's Eve, is $209 if you want to go be involved in the madness that is Epcot on the most expensive day you can be there. Over at Hollywood Studios, in terms of ticket prices, it's more of the same, with a typical price increase in the $5 range. Similar to the other parks, the cheapest ticket will jump $10 from $139 up to $149, and the most expensive ticket also took a jump of $10 from $194 to $204. And then Animal Kingdom. Now, one would assume Animal Kingdom is under heavy construction. You already don't have a lot of things to do there. Surely they wouldn't raise prices here, right?
You just don't get it, do you? You don't.
They did leave the lowest price option the same, and even Blog Mickey here says, I can't decide if Walt Disney World is keeping the lowest price ticket at the same level at $119 because there will be less to do, or if they just want to keep pointing to that price in an effort to try and show that they can be, quote, affordable, which I think he knows the answer to that, because I think that's exactly why they want to do that. They still want to be able to point to the fact that you can go to Disney World for $119 per day, and in reality, it's not going to be that in most cases, on most days. Either way, the lowest price ticket will not see an increase and remain at $119 for now. At the upper end of the ticket prices, we don't see a similar restraint from Disney. The highest price ticket will follow the $10 increase trend seen at the other Walt Disney World theme parks, jumping from $174 up to $184. So at the park in which there already is not a lot to do under heavy construction, they are jumping the price up there up to $184 per day.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
And along the same lines of raising prices, Disney also raised the prices on annual passes. It says on average, Walt Disney World annual passes increased just over 4%, with the top tier in Credit Pass at over 5%, receiving the largest increase, and the Sorcerer Pass at almost 2%, receiving the smallest increase. So Disney's Credit Pass was previously $1,549. It is now $1,629. And this is the pass that if you are not an in-state resident, this is the only annual pass you can get, and you have to pay that all at the same time. You cannot do monthly payments if you are outside of living in Florida. So if you're looking to get this pass, you're going to have to pay over $1,600 per person at one time, which obviously is a lot of money to pay at one time to do that. Now, if you're a Florida resident, you can do the monthly payments, which is somewhere around $128 per month. because they have 12 monthly payments with 0 APR after you put $205 down as part of the Florida Resident Monthly Payment Program. And the Disney Sorcerer Pass, which was $1,079, is now $1,099. And the Disney Pirate Pass was $829. It is now $869. And the Pixie Dust Pass was $469 and is now $489. And along with those, Lightning Lanes also saw a price increase. On the Lightning Lane Multi-Pass options, which this is, basically kind of works how the old Fast Passes used to work. Lightning Lane Pass allows you to skip the line at dozens of attractions across all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks, and it has a range in which it can go, but the high end here is what we're going to talk about here. So Magic Kingdom, the old price was $39. It is now $45 on the high end. At Epcot, it was $32. Now it is $37. Hollywood Studios was $35. Now it is $39. In Animal Kingdom, which would be the one I would say if you're getting Lightning Lane makes the least amount of sense to do, but I digress. It was $29 and now it is $35. On the single pass options per attraction, there also were some price increases. Some actually did stay the same, surprisingly. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was $14, is now $15. Tron was $22, now it's $23. Guardians of the Galaxy was $19, now it is $22. And Rise of the Resistance actually didn't change, stays at $25. And Avatar Flight of Passage was $18 and is now $19. And also, t-shirt prices increase at Disney World. Guests looking to purchase from the popular More Magic graphic t-shirt racks at Walt Disney World will find the prices have gone up and the discounts have shrunk. The change was implemented recently, likely toward the end of the previous fiscal year. As right now, they are in the new fiscal year for 2026. As Disney prepared for incremental price increases across merchandise, food and beverage, and more lines of business. It says, as a quick refresher, the More Magic discount typically applies to the wall of graphic t-shirts found within the Walt Disney World theme park gift shops, at the resort hotels, and also at the World of Disney gift shop in Disney Springs. It is sort of a permanent discount the guests can usually rely on. The More Magic discount essentially drives down the price when you purchase 2 or more graphic t-shirts. So the old More Magic discount, as you can see from our photo below, the base price of a graphic t-shirt used to be $29.99. However, if you purchase 2 qualifying shirts, the More Magic discount would kick in and the price per shirt would drop to $25. And the new More Magic discount was rolled out, and the new base price is $32.99 with the new discounted price set at $29.99. So basically, the discounted price used to be the old base price. So not only have the prices gone up, but the discount percentage has shrunk as well. And also parking prices have increased. So standard parking is now $35. It was $30. Preferred parking has stayed the same, and oversized parking has gone from $35 up to $40. And of course, price hikes also hit the Walt Disney World Tours and Enchanting Extras. So Keys to the Kingdom used to be $149 up to $169, and the new price is now $169 up to $189. Behind the Seeds was $39 to $45. It is now $39 to $49. Wild Africa Trek was $219 up to $229. And it is now, you guessed it, starting at $229 up to $239. Savor the Savannah was $189. I think they meant up to $199. They have $119. And the new price is $199 up to $209. The Droid Depot Experience started at $119, and it now starts at $129. And Savvy's Workshop, if you want to make a lightsaber, was $249, but it is now starting at $274. And they also announced that Walt Disney World ends the discounted pre-arrival Magic Band Plus offer for hotel guests and annual pass holders. It says, along with the flurry of price hikes today, Walt Disney World has seemingly ended the Magic Band Plus discounted pricing offer to hotel guests. Wording on the Walt Disney World website has been updated to remove specialty pricing for Walt Disney World hotel guests and annual pass holders. Mind you, Magic Bands used to be included for free, and now they have gone to where there was a discount for these to where now it is no longer discounted at all, even if you're a hotel guest, so you're paying full price regardless. It says, effective immediately, Walt Disney World has removed discounted pricing on the Magic Band Plus wearable for resort hotel guests and annual pass holders. So we look at our trusty friend over here on ChatGPT to do some research here, as I don't like to do math myself, so it's much quicker in that. We look at what percentage have the ticket and annual prices increased at Walt Disney World since 2015, which is 10 years. The highest priced one-day ticket has increased about 101%. The lowest priced annual pass equivalent has increased 81%. And the highest annual pass has increased 86% in a decade. So back in 2015, a one-day Magic Kingdom adult ticket was $105. In 2015, the lowest annual pass, which was a weekday select equivalent, was $259, and the highest annual pass, which was Platinum Plus essential equivalent, was $829. And as of now, a one-day ticket is over $200 on peak days, except for Animal Kingdom. The lowest current annual pass, Pixie Pass, is $469, and the highest current annual pass, which is the Incredi Pass, is now over $1,500. Now, what's interesting about that is we see how aggressive it got after 2020. So again, we look up here in 2015, a one-day pass at Magic Kingdom was $105. We see the 2015 pricing, and we look at 2020. The lowest one-day base ticket in 2020 started at $109. Annual passes in early 2020, the Platinum Plus Pass was over $1,200. The Platinum Pass was a little bit over $1,100. Gold Pass, $719. Silver Pass was $539, and Weekday Select was $369. So a lot of these ticket prices in this aggressive form have happened post-2020, and that much is undeniable. Now, you get into the reasons as to why. Now, first off, obviously, they're trying to make more money. They've monetized the parks way more since 2020 than they have previously. And not only are those ticket prices bad enough as it is, back when these prices were $109 in 2015, we look at that, that also included fast passes. So now not only are the ticket prices on peak days over $200, that does not even include lightning lanes, which can be up to $45 per day at Magic Kingdom, which means the equivalent in terms of how you got a fast pass before, which was $105, now you're looking at, on a peak day, is going to be somewhere in the $255 to $260 range per day to have the equivalent pass that you would have had then. So to say that Disney prices have gone up significantly is quite an understatement. Now, what brings us into question is the timing of this. Now, Disney has gotten a lot of flack in the recent years over their price hikes. In fact, there was a story by the Wall Street Journal that said even people inside of Disney were growing worried about the price hikes, as people internally were saying that the surveys coming back of saying the guest intent to return was not looking great, which then after that, or around that time, they ran a lot of discounts. So at the time, too, where they've ran a lot of discounts this summer, they've already got a lot of discounts going into 2026, and they have 3 out of their 4 theme parks under heavy construction for 5+ years going forward. Let's be honest, Villains Land is not going to be done till well into the 2030s. And the earliest one you're going to see is Animal Kingdom, and that's going to open up piecemeal. And Bob Iger himself has said before that theme park construction starts, basically at 5 years plus in terms of how long it takes to build things. So for the next, let's just say 3 to 4 years for sure, Animal Kingdom is going to be under construction. And for the next almost decade, potentially, the other parks will be under some sort of construction. Let's just give them that. Maybe they do things quicker, but if you look at Disney's construction timelines, they're not very quick when it comes to building. So in a time period where potentially this summer, they did see an attendance drop off, as a lot of places reported on that, touring plans being one of them, that the Disney attendance this summer was the lowest it's been since about 2021, 2022. But we also know that Disney isn't really as concerned about attendance numbers as they are about revenue numbers. And even when Disney's attendance is relatively flat, they will see an increase in revenue due to price increases. So essentially, Disney's motto has been, we're going to charge less people more money coming to the theme parks, and this has resulted in more money. Now, I've said the entire time when they've done this, in the short term, I've called it profit harvesting. Basically, instead of keeping going the way you were going, you decided to sort of cash in on the money that you can make right now, and clearly that has worked for Disney. They have made a lot of money off of monetizing fast passes into lightning lanes, increasing the ticket prices, the merchandise prices, the food prices across the board. But doing a price hike like this off the heels of potentially a slower summer and going into a time period where this is uncharted waters for Disney, because not only are they going to have all this construction going on, you have way more competition than you ever have. Universal Studios just opened up a brand new theme park, Epic Universe. They are going to continue to be very aggressive this next decade and do a lot of things over there. And obviously, I don't have access to Disney's internal numbers nor Universal's, but talking with people inside the travel world, many people are seeing a drop off in Disney bookings, but an increase in Universal bookings. But the interesting thing is, I've often talked about how, as Universal becomes more of a destination, that you could see people splitting time more between Disney and Universal, but still going to Disney. But many of them have actually told me what they're seeing is a lot of people are booking full weeks at Universal and not going to Disney at all, which I felt that was interesting because that is something that I didn't necessarily expect at this point where Universal is at. Is this something that is sustainable to continue to raise prices at this rate in an environment where you have the increased competition? And there's a lot of people that may still be looking to go to Disney, but looking at all the construction may simply say, for the price that we're going to pay to go here, maybe we just wait till all this stuff is done, which that's totally understandable, which is why they're opening up Rock and Roller Coaster as a retheme the Muppets, why they're doing the animation experience that they're doing in Hollywood Studios, because I think they found out this summer that shows and parades were not enough to pull crowds over for people going to Epic Universe and Universal Studios.
How dare you?
Now, we don't know the numbers yet this summer for Universal, but if we look at the tax income for Orange County, they have broken records every single month that Epic Universe has been open, and each time the government there has cited Epic Universe as being the reason for that. And off of 1 month of Epic Universe on the books for Universal, they saw almost a 20% increase in their revenue. So it's very likely Universal is going to continue to show an increase in their revenue due to Epic Universe being on the books now. How does that look for Disney this summer? In terms of what we'll find out from the earnings report, we'll wait and see. But part of me wonders if these price increases are them basically seeing the lower numbers they had this summer and trying to make up that difference on the revenue, because obviously you want to show steady revenue in terms of that stock price and how people view the company. But the problem I've always had with Disney's model in doing this is raising the prices as they have. They've also decreased the perks. And obviously they're going after this higher tier of consumer that's willing to pay these prices. The issue that you could run into, though, is, and I've said for a long time, in this group of people, you're dealing with people who have a lot of discretionary income, which means they also have a lot of choices. And they may choose to go to Disney, but if they go to Disney and they spend $15,000, $20,000 and they don't feel like it was quite worth it. Or maybe they just say, hey, you know what, this year we're going to go to Europe for 2 weeks. And you could probably go to Europe for 2 weeks, basically at the cost it would be to go to Disney World for a week's long vacation. And so if the value is no longer there and they're only catering to this higher end group of people, what happens if that group of people no longer decide that Disney World is worth it at the prices that they're charging? And that is really where I've felt all along of where, what is the sustainability of this model? Because again, it's one thing to raise prices while increasing the value in the perks, because that you could basically make an argument and say, well, you're getting a lot for this, you're getting more perks, and you're trying to solve a problem that you had in 2018, 2019, where the parks were so busy that you were waiting in lines forever. And that was one reason why they raised prices here. But we also know that these price increases are not done because they're currently building all the things that they're building. So if anybody thinks that they're not going to raise prices during and after these things are done, I don't know what to tell you, but they are. And I think everybody watching this video probably understands that. We're going to assume that these prices for a single day ticket on the high end is probably going to be somewhere closer to the $230 per range day, if not higher. So really this just comes down to Disney will continue to do this until people no longer pay for it. So the pricing of everything has gone up. Obviously, the middle class is being priced out of this, I believe on purpose, of course. And optically, I think Disney is going to have yet again more people writing about their price hikes, which they can say all they want about being affordable, but raising prices in this manner, obviously, you are pricing out a group of people that previously were able to go to your parks, that were bought into your brand, your IP, your franchises. And are you exchanging loyal fans for more tourists of your brand? What is the brand loyalty among these highest earners? Are they very loyal or are they more fickle? And again, they have choices. They could go to Paris. They could go to just about anywhere. So from a business standpoint, it's hard to really blame them. Obviously, from a fan standpoint, it can be a little bit of a different perspective. But until the people stop paying the prices that they're charging to go to Disney World or Disneyland, These are going to continue. But this is why I love competition. I love Universal doing what they're doing, which does force Disney to make changes. Look at all the stuff going on in the Disney parks in terms of the construction, the plussing of attractions. This would not be happening, in my opinion, if it wasn't for what Universal Studios is doing, becoming a bigger competitor. And what is the tipping point here where audiences really start pushing back on these prices? And what is Disney's response to it? And what really can they do if and when that does happen? I suppose we'll find out in the coming years, but for now, if you're looking to go to Disney World, it's gotten more expensive, and probably it's going to get more expensive if you're looking for food and beverage items, because those prices are probably going to increase sometime in the very near future as well. But either way, that is going to be it, though, for this video. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel as we do all its coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about all these price increases at Disney, and do you think this is sustainable? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.